So, on paper, the rehab center was a good place. It was a good place for me. Hard to sleep, though. Hard to sleep. Being around that many suffering people, acutely suffering people, for me is quite a bit. It's quite a bit to take on. We all do this to an extent when we're around people, other people. We absorb their energy, give them our energy, because we're very energetically promiscuous race. Human beings are. We absorb and give. Just it's like breathing. You know, if you look at the human body with non-visible light cameras, you can see like the expansion and contraction of the electromagnetic field. You can see as two people get into each other's fields, it changes the field of each. This field extends out at least 6 feet. Verify, like you can see it 6 feet out. We know from experience extends out far beyond that, but you can. Our primitive science, our primitive engineering, can now finally see this previously invisible reality. So, and some of us are more prone to really take on the energy of those around them, and that's what happened to me at this rehab place. So although I'm living in my car now, it's so much better for my health and healing at this moment. I have plenty of food. I have everything I really need, want. I have love. My lady and I make love energetically over long distances, so that's a practice called still point lovemaking that if you go to stillpointlove.com, you can check it out. It's something anybody can learn. And we teach. She is the creator of this and was born with this capacity, this technology. Not exactly trained in the exact practice that she was born with, which she calls still point lovemaking. But I've been practicing non-physical lovemaking for about 20 years, mostly the Tao. Montauk Chia inspired me a lot to see this reality of non-physical or esoteric lovemaking. And the practice has transformed my life slowly over the last about 20 years. Ever since I got married is when I started practicing my first wife. So I have love. I sleep by a beautiful river every night. It's gorgeous. Oh, God, it's gorgeous. My windows roll down. I can breathe in the negative ions all night, purge and penetrate, purify the cells in my body. I wake up feeling, so good. My car is designed for camping. It's a little tight, but You know, I've got so many toys. I have a Captain America costume and shield that I've been lugging around for years. Since I left home, since I left my previous wife's home and my four children to go purge and purify repressed emotions, to go deep into finally digging my way out of the hell that I found myself in after a severe awakening that led to bouts of psychosis and real insanity, as well as the most beautiful and mystical openings, which I've been praying for since I was 2 years old. I prayed since the time I was 2 years old to see God. Really wanted to be with Christ. That was the desire of my heart from the time I was little. I know it's not exactly what I had expected from the religious framing that I'd been trained with. This reality is more beautiful than anybody can comprehend. I met God. I became God. I am God. I am and I was and I will always be the divine Holy Spirit made flesh. This is the true nature of humanity, of the human being. And I got to experience it. And it didn't come without its challenges, because as soon as I cracked that veil, as soon as I pierced that veil, all hell broke loose in my life, and I mean that literally. Unprocessed emotions going back centuries, thousands of years, which some have labeled demons, they started to pour their way out of my tightly coiled DNA, which had kept those things hidden since the conquerors came and forced them underground. Forced them to coil and hide. And, it's not so historical also. It's also in my lifetime, I re-experienced it, because we create from wherever we are. We create our reality based on what's inside of us. And that was inside of me. So I created a life that included it's like a microcosm of the last 6,000 years from my bloodline was what my life became. With all of its complexities, I have ancestors from 14 nations. So there's a lot, there's a diversity of experiences. There's a diversity of experiences that I needed to go through to finally pierce me. It's been quite a journey. My album is called Madness. It's coming out on April 28th, and it's the story. It's the first story. There will be probably many. There's a book with the same name that is also coming out that day, which goes into a lot more, let's say, personal and more fully articulated aspects of my journey. So one of the coolest things, and the reason I'm so grateful for Psychosis, for Madness, and for the depressions that have come since I was little, is that they've given me such a depth of awareness about suffering, and such a deep and abiding richness and love for me, for my art. Really deep love for my true self, my beautiful gifts, truly appreciating them and seeing them for what they are, the miracles of God flowing through me, and has filled me with gratitude for every character and player who I've run into along the way. You know, including ones who I've seen as villains at times. Right now I'm in it has gotten quite quite sad. I don't see my children. I don't see my children right now. It's been about 8 months. It was early August was the last time I saw them. August 2024. I believe it was August 8th or the 10th when I saw my daughter for the last time. So, yeah, it's almost exactly 8 months today. Today's April 8th. No contact. And now I'm wanted. I'm a wanted man because I pushed too hard to make contact with them. I was pretty well, like, I respected my previous wife's wishes for several months. I think it was like 3 months, 4 months. She said no contact. And then I started like pushing the boundary. I started because I had made some songs directly to my children. And I started to reach out to mutual friends of the previous ladies and I. People who are now in my children's lives, friends of theirs. And then a restraining order came, which I didn't receive. There was some kind of miscommunication. Then I finally received it directly from her. She wrote me this very legalistic email that it was basically written by an AI lawyer type. Maybe she had an actual lawyer write it. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised. Her new guy, I don't know what she would call him. Her new, I don't know what word to use. I have some really, really mean things I could say right now, but I'm trying to stay civil. God help me. I'm gonna have to express that at some point in song, because he yeah, well, anyway, so moving right along. He probably hired a lawyer or just wrote it himself. He's a sharp fucker. He's a sharp motherfucker. Very capable, very strategic mind, very competent, successful in his career. He's been a CEO of a pretty major media organization. He also spent some time as an executive at MySpace back in the day, before Facebook came along and stuff. Yeah, and he's an impressive guy. And it was a letter that just said, like, pursuant to Order 6735, I hereby declare that you shall no longer contact these people by the authority of the holy state of, I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to talk like that now. Okay. All right. It's confusing about this. Just one more detail I want to add. It was not even, I think think it was, let's see, October 10th or 11th. No, October 2nd. I have to look it up. So a few months before, I found out about this later, but apparently she had broken up from her dude for a little while. So she was on a break from or something. I don't know. I don't know much about their relationship other than it seems very matrixy, very like they're both very programmed individuals. And I say that, I try not. Yeah, they're both in the world and of the world. So they're like the kind of people that are going to be really sweet to you, to your face. And they both possess some charisma, especially the lady. They have the charisma. But in terms of their primary motivations, it's like looking good, appearing competent, appearing like... appearing to be winning the game, it's not even about winning the game. It's just making sure that they appear to be winning the game. The game is in the American dream game, the prism game. They want to be appearing to be the winners. If you like the pictures they take are very, they hire a photographer and like dress up like a magazine cover, something, you know what I mean? So, but deep down, my previous lady's she's really, she knows more than she can currently manifest in her day-to-day experience. And she reached out and said, please call me. I was like, what the hell? I haven't talked to her for months. I'm barred from talking to the kids. Getting a text. Something must be wrong. One of the kids must be like in the hospital or something. What is going on? So I'm like, my heart's beating. I got the text like an hour later. So I call her. And she's just in tears. She's sobbing. And I'm like, oh, shit, what the hell's going on? And I'm like, through her sob, she says, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what is going on? I said, it's okay. I don't even know what she's talking about. What is going on? I just like say, it's okay. And I start crying. I don't know what's happening, but I'm like, her heart is broken. I don't know why. And then she says, I'm so sorry for keeping the kids from you. And then I just lose it completely. We're both crying on the phone. I thought, God, what a miracle. Now I'll be able to talk to my kids again. She's like, I'm sure you heard what happened. I'm like, no, I don't even know what, I don't ever think about you except when I want to talk to my kids. That's sad. I mean, it's not true exactly. I do. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like, it's like, well, anyway, I can get to that in a minute, but I want to finish this story. So that was a 30-second phone call, and then it dropped. She was on a road trip. It turns out she was right where I was, like an hour away somehow. She was like 4 states west of where she lives, but she was like an hour away from where I was in Oregon. I was like, what the fuck? I could see my kids right now. She had the kids. She was like, she got overwhelmed, I guess, with how many animals she had. We had like 15 animals when we were married. So she couldn't handle that anymore. She's whittling them down, giving away one of the dogs. She'd given away cats. She'd, whittled it down. I don't know. I don't know what it is now, how many, but I don't know if they have any now. I don't know what's going on. But when we were married, we had a ton of animals. My dream life is to be surrounded by beautiful animals. Beautiful. Couple horses, maybe like a herd of horses. Once I have enough land that just roam. Dogs, big dogs that can gallop. I love the Dobermans and the big ones called it, big fluffy, the ones that Scooby-Doo dogs. I forget the name. They're not greyhounds, but they're like greyhounds. Fuck. Anyway, they're beautiful. So she was giving a dog back to its breeder, like they'd agreed to years prior. You know, and I'm like, why don't you come see the land I'm living on? Send her pictures and video and stuff. Anyway, we don't talk again. That's the last time we talked. Because like her call dropped, and then like I called her back a couple hours later, left her a message. She called me back a few hours after that. I didn't see it. And then a couple of days later, I guess her and her boyfriend got back together, and then that was it. Then it tightened up further, because I think what had happened is there had been some kind of, I don't know, I'm getting this like third hand, you know, but what I was told, actually, she did tell me this explicitly. She said their biggest challenge was me, because she hadn't fully healed from her first marriage, you know, from her marriage with me. And so there's moments of her really, I guess, comparing me to him and missing me. But so there's a big conflict in their relationship. And so apparently when they broke up this time, he had given her some kind of ultimatum to say, like, you cannot, you know, whatever. I don't know what it was, but I know there was an ultimatum about me. They broke up. She calls, you know, she reaches out to me. We talk for 30 seconds. Then they get back together, and then I have zero contact. And he's got a lot of money right now. And he, you know, he's a British guy, so his family owns lands across the planet. He's from, you know, he's from a line that has done well. I don't know exactly what his line would be referred to as in the British lexicon. Lords, maybe. They seem like they're definitely like aristocrats and have done quite well. Whether they would see themselves that way, have the awareness to see their privilege that was given to them by the cunning of their ancestors and by the cruelty of their ancestors, is another story. But they are definitely lords of the world. Lords of the world. His salary is in the millions of dollars a year. He makes $150,000 a year passively. He's a second in command at a big corporation, a very well-known corporation that you know, if you heard it, it's a well-known corporation. So at this point, I'm reading this email from her. I'm just like, wow, how far have we come from, you know, just a few months ago. You were humbly submitting to consciousness, realizing like the cruelty of this decision that you made to keep me from my children. And now I'm getting this email that says I'm barred legally from contact. So I stop all contact. And then a couple weeks later, I learned that she's pressed charges against me for stalking. And I'm like, stalking? Damn. She's just going full, like, really, just really going into the unconscious attack mode, which I caused, because I caused my reality. So as I reflected upon all of this, I realized some of the specific things I did that caused this. And I was unconsciously expressing anger to her, energetically. So it came right back to me. Karma is like something that, it's not even just about the things you do in the physical, it's energetic too. Like, because I have quite big energy, so even when I'm angry at someone, they can feel it, even if I don't express it with words or with actions. Just the fact that I'm angry at them specifically can feel quite uncomfortable. That's that energetic reality that I was talking about earlier. I looked up the stalking law, and I was like, stalking? I'm not stalking her. I looked up the law, and then there's like the typical stalking stuff in there, like showing up to their workplace, looking through their window, that kind of thing, finding them where they hang out. But then it says contacting a friend of theirs. Contacting a friend of theirs. We were married for like our entire life, adult life. So her friends used to be my friends. They're not anymore, but there's a part of me that just has a hard time completely letting go of people. So I still have love for those people that now they were all her friends, not mine. Let's just put it that way. And I didn't realize that until this all came down. So it's been very good for me, clarifying to be okay. One of those lessons I've learned over the last 7 years is like I gotta build my own tribe, my own nation, my own people, my own friends, my own family, and then invite the woman into that, and then co-create it. But not like I really had depended on the lady for tribe, community support, and sort of adopted her family and friends and let mine go for some reason. So that's something I'll never do again. That was a good lesson. I was slaving away, man. I didn't have time for that shit. Slaving away in the matrix, in the prism, making all the monies, bringing in the cash so that we could project the image of success to try and fill the void up. So anyway, I have apparently charges. I got to figure that out. Give it a defense attorney. I think it's ridiculous, but I also think like karma's now, like the karmic weight of this is now going to come back to her quite severely, probably not into the too far distant future. And it's going to be good for her because it's going to help her, but it's probably going to hurt a lot. It's not like I wish her to suffer. I want her to thrive, but yeah, there will come a point in time where I'm able to support her and the kids again. Because as I went through this journey, I've gone through periods where I needed to get out of the matrix, the prism system, to slave away for 70 hours a week vibe. You know, I couldn't do it anymore. I was dying physically. Literally, I was dying from it. And the people programmed prismly don't care about that. They need the image. She didn't care that I was dying. She didn't care. Like the programmed her, you know. The prism version of her didn't care. She was devastated when I left my last, like, really like, I don't know, image success kind of gig, when I was making like $400K a year and appeared to be a baller. She was devastated when I left. It was killing me. So it's killing me. So I left the money, and then, you know, I needed some time to cry, literally, you know, just to feel stuff. Did a lot of plant medicine journeys. Mushrooms and wachuma are my favorites. I think there's a period of one's life where that kind of thing is really helpful. It was for me. Just purged, let go, collapsed, so that I could rise again. And so there'll come a point in time where I'm able to financially support my kids and previous wife again, and I think that'll be a beautiful time for all of us. For all of us. Because right now it's stressful. Like, when I left, he's like, I gotta support kids somehow. And so she at first was thinking go to school and do all that, and then she met a guy, and he loves her, I think. He and she have like 9 kids between them, something like that. So it's like we all just do our best with whatever life puts in our laps. That's what she's doing. But it will be nice. It will be a lot of pressure off of her when I'm sending a steady income to her again. Just be a lot of pressure off of her, as it is for any woman, you know, in the matrix, in the prism, because prism marriage is different than true marriage. Prism marriage is often a transactional arrangement where the man gets access sexually to the woman, and the woman sometimes gives that access without true desire, or maybe often, depending. The man provides financially. So, stay safe, keep your head up out there.